Friendship of Sri Krishna and Sudama, a story about true friendship. Sudama was born in a poor Brahmin family to Matuka and Rochana Devi. Krishna, on the other side, came from a royal family, but this difference did not affect their friendship. In Vrindavan, while schooling in Acharya Sandipan's ashram, they two were inseparables all the time. One day, Krishna and Sudama went to the forest to collect some brushwood. There, they spent a lot of time on that. As it started too late, Krishna felt hungry. In the meantime, Sudama had some grains with him. However, he felt embarrassed to offer this simple food to his friend Krishna, who hailed from a royal family. Krishna kept telling him how hungry he was and asked his friend if he had anything at all to eat. But Sudama denied, saying he did not bring anything along with him. But Krishna knew that Sudama had some food and he too was hungry. So he took a nap for a little while. Seeing this, the boy Sudama immediately opened his little pack of food and ate up some of it secretly. Even though Krishna noticed all this, but stayed calm as if he did not see anything. Later, both the boys collected the brushwood and left for their homes. Many days had passed. They finished their studies in that hermitage and lost touch for several years. Krishna moved away from Vrindavan and went on to Dwaraka, where he got married. He then became the king with a great reputation. On the other side, Sudama remained as poor as always and stayed on in the same village. He dedicated his life to religious austerities, mantra, and developed a spiritual attitude towards life. He continued thinking of Krishna and loved him as always. After some years, Sudama got married to Sushila. With his spiritual attitude, he never had any interest in accumulating wealth. He did not have much money to run a family with a wife and children. He accepted his financial status and preferred to spend time in the service of the Supreme God. There were many times the family drank water to quench their hunger. Sudhama's wife repeatedly requested her husband to visit his old friend Krishna and ask him for some financial assistance. She also reminded him that Krishna would definitely help him to overcome his troubles because he was a true Brahmin, a devotee, and childhood close friend to Krishna. At first, Sudama did not listen to his wife's suggestions as he was hesitant to ask financial help from his old friend Krishna. As time progressed, things got worse for him and his family. Finally, not able to take it anymore, Sudhama's wife Sushila ordered her husband to leave immediately and request help from the Lord. As he left with no options, Sudama eventually agreed to visit his long lost royal friend at Dwaraka. He realized that it would not be nice to go empty handed to visit the king, so he asked his wife to prepare some foodstuff that he could present to Krishna. Having nothing to eat in the house, she picked up some flattened rice or poha and packed it in a little piece of cloth. Sudhama took it and happily left for Dwaraka. After reaching Dwaraka, Sudama stared at the amazing, beautiful city that had big buildings. He saw Krishna seated along with Rukmini in the palace. Seeing him, the Lord and his friend Krishna immediately got up and welcomed Sudama with a hug. The palace attendants were shocked to see their king behaving in such a fashion with this humble attitude towards a poor Brahmin. Sudama too was completely overwhelmed by the warm welcome that he received from his friend Krishna. As a mark of respect for a Brahmin in a traditional way, Krishna washed Sudama's feet and sprinkled the same water over his own head. Soon after this, he offered food and drinks to Sudama to get refreshed from his long journey. Later, Krishna seated Sudama on his own plush bed and both remembered their childhood days. The latter was thrilled by his friend's memory power. The Lord recollected several incidents during their time together, including the one where the boys entered the forest to collect dried wood on the order of their master's wife. That time they got lost in the forest and could not find their way back. All of a sudden, there was a storm, and then thick clouds covered the sky with thunder and lightning. Sunset arrived early. Soon it started to rain heavily. In no time, the entire area flooded with water. The young boys were afraid by the devastation all around and decided to stick very close to each other. Holding each other's hands, they stayed in the forest all night. The next morning, the worried Guru sent his other disciples to look for them in the forest. The young boys were afraid by the devastation all around and decided to stick very close to each other. Holding each other's hands, they stayed in the forest all night. The next morning, the worried Guru sent his other disciples to look for them in the forest. Krishna talked in detail about the incident, relating how lucky they were to find such a spiritual master and how his blessings had helped them achieve much success in their own lives. Sudama was shocked by Lord's own humility and simplicity in spite of being the God, the controller of the whole universe. After a long conversation, finally, Krishna asked Sudama what the purpose of his visit and the reason why he had come to see him. Without waiting for Sudhama's reply, he immediately turned to jovial mood and asked whether he brought any gift for him and if his wife had packed any nice eatables for him. Hearing this, with little hesitation, Sudama offered him the packet of flattened rice. On seeing that, Krishna, knowing what his friend was thinking, enthusiastically opened the packet and was very much happy when he saw the contents inside it. Krishna decided to eat the flattened rice offered by his friend Sudama. He knew that it would end Sudama's sufferings and also his childhood karma, the one it came to Sudama because of eating the food alone and not giving to him when he was hungry in the forest. The Lord grabbed a handful of the foodstuff and happily ate it up. When he tried to take it a second time, his wife Rukmini, the goddess of fortune, held his hand and shook her head with the intention not to eat. She meant to tell him that with one handful of the rice, Sudhama would become extremely wealthy in his present life, but with a second handful, he would continue to reap riches even in his next life. She was already obliged by Sudhama's offering to stay in this Brahmin's house and shower her grace in his present birth. She did not wish to continue doing so in his next birth as well. Krishna understood what Rukmini was trying to tell him, and with a gentle smile on his lips, he kept aside the packet of rice. He then fed his friend a nice meal, asked him to rest for a while, and then spent some more time talking with him. Sudhama, in the meantime, was in a state of extreme happiness and actually forgot the reason why he had come there. He spent the night at the palace and left for his home early the next morning. Even though Krishna did not offer Sudhama anything in material terms, he gave a loving farewell to his friend when he was leaving from the palace. On the way, though he was completely happy, Sudhama thought that Krishna had not offered him money and other material things, as those things may spoil his own attitude and make him so proud, arrogant, and finally making him forget God. Thinking like that, he continued on his way back home. As he neared his home in the village, Sudhama was surprised to see that his humble little cottage was missing. In place of that, there was a large palace made of gold, precious stones, and jewels. His poor neighborhood had been converted into beautiful gardens and parks with lovely lotus filled lakes filled with flocks of different multicolored birds. Men and women were strolling around the parks, and divine music was playing somewhere in the background. He knew that he had come to the right place, but continued to wonder where his little home had disappeared overnight. As he stood there, his wife ran out of the palace to greet him. She was dressed in luxurious, rich silks and heavy gold jewelry and seemed to him like the goddess of fortune herself. She affectionately led her amazed husband inside the palace. Sudhama then prayed to Krishna, promising that he would never forget his Lord in the midst of all this wealth. He accepted Krishna's grace as prasadam and also resolved to use the money on serving the Lord. He lived peacefully with his wife and spent the rest of his life in luxury. In the rest of his life, he never fell into the trap of ego and greed that wealth, power, and position invariably bring with them. The Lord's grace proportionately increased day after day, bestowing more well being, happiness, and peace on him.